in my life growing up as Italian, you know about the complaining, you know about being a martyr. And in my family, my father's family was from northern Italy, around the Genoa area, and my mother's family was from around the Naples area. And in Italy, just like in our world, people look down on each other. So the people from the north look down on the people from Rome, and they look down on the people from Naples, and we people from Naples, we said, on the people from Sicily. Okay? That's just how it goes. And so my father's family was very sweet and nice from Genoa, and there was my mother's family. They were totally crazy and wild and loud and rude and obnoxious. And they were, and I loved my father's family dearly, but my mother's family was so much more appealing because of their craziness. So, and my father used to tell us when we were little, if we were too noisy, don't be like your aunts. I mean, my great aunts, because my grandmother had 7 sisters. So I, of course, wanted to be like my aunts. When you went to their houses or their apartments, they all lived in apartments, you would go in the front door, I kid you not, and there would be the long hallway, and on one side would be the living room with the red velvet couches covered with the plastic. If you ever saw that movie, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, that's my family, exactly, except we roasted pig and we were Italian, not Greek. So there was everything covered in plastic, and then there were the lights, the lamps always had like crystals dripping from them. So that as a little kid, when you'd sit on the couch and they turn the light, if you like squinted your eyes, you could see the rainbows. We spent a lot of time sitting on the couch, behaving ourselves. We were having a good girl, squinting our eyes and looking at the rainbows. And then you would go into the kitchen where there was always a big pot of gravy on the stove. Now gravy, if you guys don't know, we called spaghetti sauce. Okay, there was none of this fancy sauce with pasta. It was gravy and macaroni. No matter what kind it was gravy and macaroni. And there was always a pot bubbling on the stove, and the smell was always wonderful, and you always had to eat whether you were hungry or not. Because they made it for you, because they loved you, and they sat you down whenever you came in, you had to eat, which is where I learned I'm such a good little eater. If you invite me to your house, I'll eat everything you give me. I'm really good at that. Just to bring you joy. See, it's all about that. So it doesn't matter if I'm stuffed and I'm going to throw up, as long as I'm bringing you joy. That's what it's about, remember joy. But the most fascinating place in my grandmother's and my aunt's apartments were their bathrooms, because in their bathrooms, hanging up on the line of the shower rail, were what they called their drawers. And they were these great big, either pink or yellow or white underwear. They were gigantic. And so, as a little kid, you would go in and sit down on the toilet, they called it the turlet. You'd sit down in the toilet and you'd be looking up at these gigantic underwear, because they didn't hang those outside because they didn't want anybody to see them, okay? And I never really understood, like, how anybody could fit into those drawers till I got older, and now I know. They fit really well. Besides their drawers, they always wore their house dresses. You guys know that? Oh, you might have these at home. Yes. But they do. Look, they all wear them. I know it. You put these on at home so as not to dirty your nice clothes, okay? You have to wear your house dress. They always had their house dresses on, and they never had their stockings all the way pulled up because that would be too much work. They only pulled them up when they went out on Sundays, okay? And then, of course, they always had on their fancy shoes. Okay, you always have to have your fancy shoes on. A lady is never dressed without her fancy shoes, so they would have on their fancy shoes. You have to imagine this. They would you would come to their door and ring it, and they would say, "Oh, darling, how are you?" And they would pinch your cheeks, you know. "Oh, look at you, you've grown so much," and your cheek would be like, "Ah." So here they're all dressed up, and then of course a lady. Let me think now. A lady. Well, something else about my family. The people's families didn't have this. They always carried their pocketbooks. But here's the other thing. The women in my mother's family, okay, they had unusual facial hair. You're losing weight. Keep wearing. And no one ever talked to them. It was a don't ask, don't tell policy in our family. Okay, so you would sit there at the table, and they're feeding you all this food in the kitchen, and and you're looking at the mustache, you know, you're 10 years old, and you're thinking, what, and no one says what it is, so you don't know what's going to happen. Now I know that too. And then, of course, they all had beauty marks sometimes on one side, sometimes on the other side. You never knew where that was going to be either. So, and then there was something else that my family did. Now, I saw somebody doing it here today, and I'm not sure how many of you do that, but they always put their lipstick on without a mirror, wherever they were. And it was always red. They would whip it out, they would put it on.
That's right.
Yeah, right. Anyway, she does it. Okay. She does it. No. Okay. And then they would go, is it on my lips, doll? On my teeth, doll? On my teeth? And if they say yes, they would wipe it off. Okay, okay. Now, what I'm noticing here is that, I know we're in Oregon, and I'm noticing some pale faces here. So I'd be happy to give some fashion advice. This is a separate workshop. I don't know what to do. And I'd be very willing to share my lipstick here with you. Okay, because I think some of you need a little brightness in your face. Okay, and then of course they always had on a lot of jewelry because a lady's not a lady without jewelry. So they wore tons of jewelry, even in their house dresses, because you never know who might come to visit you, you know, when you're in a house dress. And if you have your house dress on, you can whip it off in a second. Put on your black dress, because you always wore black for fancy. Black. Weddings, funerals, happy times, always black, okay? And then of course, because they wanted to keep their skin nice, they wore glasses. Now sometimes they would wear glasses like this, with the kind, you know, that. Remember that kind? Now if they were trying to be a little more subdued, they might wear these. A little less fancy. What do you think I should wear today? These are these.
Oh.
Black. So they wore their glasses. Then of course, you know, the lady never goes out without her hat. Right? You know, so she had a hat. They always wore their hats. They went to church every day, even though I never understood what it had to do with how they behaved. They went to church every day like this in their hats. And then, of course, a lady always wore her stole. You know, some of you out here from Oregon, you might have gone to church and your grandmother would have made you little handkerchief dolls to keep you busy. In my family, we talked to the foxes. We're all lined up in church, and all the aunts have on the foxes, so we're trying to very quietly make them talking to hello, hello. You know what I mean? Anyway, so that's how they look. And then, of course, a lady always wore her gloves and carried her pocketbook. How's my teeth? Is that my teeth gone? Okay. No, it is.
Better.
Better? Better? Okay. So, anyway, so. Hi, dolls. I'm Anne-Louise, who thinks she's a star. I'm her great Aunt Lena. And I've come to share a special thing with you today, okay? Like how to dress, how to wear your makeup, and how to say hello. So first of all, I'm going to teach you how you say hello in my family. Every family probably has an interesting way to say hello. That's just your family's way. And when you say hello to your family like that, you feel really happy and you feel joyful. So here's the way we say hello. I'm going to teach you to use, and you can practice. We're going to practice together, okay? Here's how you do it. Okay, ready? Oh! 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 That's how you say hello. When someone's walking down, I'm going to say to her, right here, sweetie, come here, darling, don't leave me. Come here, darling. You don't have to do anything, okay? So I would be seeing Dolly, she would be my cousin or something, and I would be coming into the room, and I would see her, and I would go, doll! She would do the same back to me. So now, here's what you're going to do, okay? Everybody's going to stand up, stand up. Stand Well, that is absolutely amazing. Now, I have to tell you, I met, you know, Anne-Louise, my great niece who thinks she's a star. She told me that story about the little boy. Okay, so I don't show my drawers to people, you know. But I met this lady, she was 92, and she wears leopard underwear, and she shows them to people. Just by the by. I met her at the restaurant, and she's sitting at the next table, and she says to me, look, I'm wearing leopard underwear. So Anne-Louise and I are having similar experiences. It's just really amazing. But what I was thinking about that was, okay, if you're a little kid or you're old, you can show your underwear. But us in the middle, you can't show them. Unless anyone has something interesting on they'd like to share. No. Probably you can't. This is an educational district. You probably can't do that. Okay, so now, I'm going to teach you. Okay, now here's the other thing I want to teach you before I tell you some more things. I want to teach you about how to talk like me. Because also learning a new thing is like joyful. And it can make you feel better because you feel so successful. So I want to teach you this thing that you're all going to be totally successful at, okay? And you're going to feel so good. You're going to go home and share it with all your friends, right? My goal is to share this with everyone in the Pacific Northwest so they can end up talking like me. So your job after this thing is to teach everyone you know in your offices who didn't come, and your families, your friends to do this, okay? So put your hand out like this. Say, waiter. Waiter. That's the person who brings you the food at the restaurant, right? Okay? Now put this hand out and say, water. Water. That's what he's drinking, right? Water. Now here's what I learned. I don't think we have any speech therapists in the room, but here's what I learned. To talk like me, and I guess I was just going like this, you gotta move your jaw forward. Like that, ready? Water. Water. That's how you distort the vowel. That's what they told me, okay? Now how you guys say that here, you say water, right? See? Now it goes back. Water. Water. Nice. So you got waiter, you got water. Now take your waiter hand, turn it over and say daughter. Daughter. That's like my little girl. She's my little girl. You'd be my daughter. Okay? Now, I'm going to teach you this little song, and you're just going to follow along. It's not really singing, so don't get nervous. It's just sort of like talking. And you're going to get it in a second. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3. I want a waiter. I want a waiter. I want a waiter with some water for my daughter. I want a waiter with some water for my daughter, so my daughter don't die of thirst. See, I forgot to teach you the third grade thirst. Say thirst. Okay, so shake your hands out. This is good. Oh, just think about this. You're moving your arms and you're laughing at the same time. It's going to be double calories. All about the calories. All about the calories. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I want a waiter. I want a waiter. Looking good. I want a waiter with some water for my daughter. I want a waiter with some water for my daughter, so my daughter don't die of thirst. You've been getting it, so you just have to remember when you say the word, you do the thing with your hand, okay? This is good. This is very good. Considering our age, I think we're doing wonderfully. And now, the other thing, okay, on the East Coast, where I'm from, okay, the people there have a little attitude. I don't know if you've heard that, but they have a little attitude there, okay? The girls still wear the big hair like that, you know what I mean? Yeah, the big hair. So here's another tip to make you joyful and happy, because it's going to keep your hair nice. At night, and guys, you can try this too. At night, when you go to sleep, you wrap your hair in toilet paper. Anybody ever hear this before? You wrap your hair in toilet paper, keeps it nice. In the morning, you unwrap. You save the toilet paper for later. You don't want to waste. You use it for 2 weeks. And then the next night you do it again, and you can keep your hair the same for 2 weeks. I think guys should try that. I haven't done any experiment with guys, but I think we should try that. So anybody ever try that at their house? No one wants to admit it now. So and also, so besides having the big, how's my lipstick dolls? Good. Okay. So besides keeping your hair nice with toilet paper, they have attitude. So I want to just see a little attitude. It's good for your hips, you know. Try it. Both sides. That's it. And the head. That's it. You can do it. Even though you're from Oregon, you're not bad. That's going to be the whole class we have after. Okay, here we go. Makeup, attitude, and everything. Here we go. Hairstyles. 1, 2, 3. I want a waiter. I want a waiter. This is so good. I want a waiter with some water for my daughter. I want a waiter with some water for my daughter. in my family. What we learned in my family was don't get too full of yourself or your head won't fit through the door. Everybody recognize that? Right. You don't want your head to, so I used to worry about that, but now I don't care about my head. I'll squeeze it through the door. Anyway, 2 more words I want to teach you. Say coffee. Coffee. Nice. Very nice. You did very smart. Say talk. Talk. Coffee talk. Coffee talk. Coffee talk. Coffee talk. Coffee talk. Nice. Now you've all got the language. Now you've learned another language today, which is also increasing your endorphin. You don't have to take these off, dolls. I'm getting very hot. Just take my mink, my stole off for a minute. I'll put them over here. You're raising your endorphin levels by learning new things. And now here's something else I tried. You're never going to believe that. Sometimes when I go out like this, sometimes people do not smile at me, like when I'm traveling. Sometimes people don't even want my fashion tips, which I cannot understand, but sometimes they do not smile at me. So I made up this game. It's called the smile game. I'm going to teach it to use, and you can do it at your work, at your family, wherever you go. Okay, so when I go somewhere, like say I'm lining up to make my airline ticket, and the girl behind the counter is looking very cranky. She clearly has not changed her story from the morning. So I smile at her. And she looks at me like I'm totally whacked. But I keep smiling. I learned from Anne-Louise in the psychology stuff. I keep smiling, and I nod my head. And you know what? And I just keep smiling. And no matter what she says to me, I smile. Thank you so much, or whatever. Can you do this with me, whatever, da da da. And after a while, you know what? She smiles back. And here's what I think is like a game. The more people you can get to smile, the better the world's going to be, right? It's pretty easy. You only have to do that one little tiny thing, smile. So let everybody smile at each other. Smile at people you work with. Smile at people you work with. You know, it's very funny about the smiling with people. Here's what, sometimes I channel my grandmother's voice. You know, because in my family, when we go to sleep, well, in our bedrooms, you know, I have like, because we're Catholic, of course, I have like the Blessed Virgin Mary there on my dresser. And next to her, I have the Holy Family, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. And next to her, and them, I have the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Now, if you're not Catholic, you may not be familiar with all these forms. The Sacred Heart of Jesus has his heart on the outside of his body that's dripping with blood. I'm not sure what that's about, but I have him there too. Then I got St. Jude, Saint of the Hopeless. That's who you pray to if you have a hopeless case. Then I got St. Tony. That's who you pray to if you lost something. You say, here's a little prayer, just a little tip. Tony, Tony, come around. Something's lost and can't be found. There you go, little tip for the day. Okay. So I got them all on my dresser. Okay. And then I got my rosary hanging on my mirror. Tony, Tony, come around. Something's lost and can't be found. Even if you're not Catholic, I think it works. It's okay. It does work. It does work. It works. It works. Anyway, so sometimes at night when I go to sleep, sometimes I'm just drifting off to sleep and the TV starts lighting up on my dresser. And I know that I'm going to have good dreams that night. So sometimes I dream about one of my 3 husbands, Johnny, Tony, or Petey. Sometimes I dream about my grandmother. So, you know, and then in the daytime we can discuss our dreams. You guys do that here? Or they would think you were crazy if you do that. No. Anyway, you can discuss your dreams with each other. So my grandmother sometimes comes to me and she says, Lena, you gotta even be nice to people you don't love. And I'm saying to her, ain't no way. Those Sicilians down the block, you want me to be nice to them? What I say to them, they don't got no respect. And she says, Lena, you got it. So here's what I did. I'm just going to tell you my little experiment. So I'm listening to my grandmother, so I go to the grocery store, and there's the little Sicilian lady from down the block. We never have spoken to each other in 30 years. She's from Sicily, I'm from Naples. Why would we speak? I don't even know what kind of gravy she makes. So I go up to her, and I sort of smile, and I say, hi, Sophia. Hi. And this is what she says. She looks at me and she says, what do you want, something from me now? No, I'm just saying hi. What are you talking about? You're saying hi to me now after 30 years? You haven't said hi to me in 30 years? And she spit. So I go back home. That night I go to bed, and Grandma appeals to me. I say, Grandma, what are you talking about? I don't want to be nice to people I don't like. She says, Lena, you gotta keep doing it. You know, I get these messages all the time. I'm not going to tell you what happened the next time I talk to that lady, but maybe one time when I talk to that lady, she's going to smile back at me. Who knows? That's what my grandmother says is going to happen. And sometimes when you tell that to kids, they say the same thing. What do you mean? I see somebody I don't like, I don't want to do that. But guess what? Grandma's going to come to you and tell you that that's what you guys got to do. Try it, see how it works, and then email me and tell me if they spit on you or not. I want to know. talked to me about was making your own gravy. You gotta make your own gravy. You know what I mean? There's just no way around it. You gotta make your own gravy. So I got a little song about that, but first I gotta fix my lipstick. I can tell it's coming off. Wait. You gotta be in good shape with your lipstick all the time. Okay, because you might see some lips in front of you on the table. Those are my lips. You can take them home. They stick on tattoos, you know, just in case. Because sometimes what I like to do, the mark of Lena, it's called the mark of Lena. The mark of Lena, once you put it on, you never want to take it off. Now, some of you might get unlucky and I might have to give you the actual mark. Because you know how they used to kiss you? Oh, yeah. Get the lipstick all over. Remember, it's on my teeth. No. And they would get the lipstick all over you. I might feel like I have to do that to some of you today. But in case they don't get to you, you got the mark right there. Okay, so, gravy. You got to make your own gravy, girls and boys. There is no other way to do it. So here's the song. I'm going to teach you. You got to make your own gravy. You got to make your own gravy. You got to make your own gravy. 'Cause ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Okay, you ready to say it? That's the most important part. Here we go, ready? 1, 2, 3. You gotta make your own gravy. You gotta make your own gravy. You gotta make your own gravy. 'Cause ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Okay, tell me what else. What else you gotta do in your life? Yourself that nobody can do for you. Tell me. You gotta make your own joy. 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 'Cause ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Something else, somebody tell me. You gotta make what yourself? Happy. I know we're in Oregon, girls, but come on, boys. Make it happy. Make your own happiness. You gotta make your own happiness. You gotta make your own happiness. You gotta make your own happiness. 'Cause ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Now, I really think if you stood up and moved your hips, you would feel better. But I'm not sure that I can get you to do that. I'm looking around and I'm thinking, oh, someone's up. They're up in the back. Okay, up you go, girls. Here we go. Boys, hips. Get up, you guys. It's gonna make you feel better. And you're losing weight again. Here we go. It's all about the losing of the weight. Here we go. Somebody tell me something else you gotta make yourself. Something no one can do for you. You gotta make your own joy. You gotta make your own happiness. What else? Makeup. You gotta do your own makeup. I'm coming to you, doll. I think she needs the mark of Lena. You gotta make your own makeup. You gotta make your own makeup. You gotta make your own makeup. 'Cause ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Something else you gotta do yourself. Yes, you gotta do your own. What else do we have to do ourselves? You gotta make your own what? Dreams. You gotta make your own dreams. And what else back there? You gotta make your own Aunt Lena. Yes, you do, honey. She gets the mark. Mary, darling. I love it. Okay, here we go. You gotta make your own. You gotta make your own. What did you tell me? Dreams, and then you gotta make your own. Here we go.